Good morning, students. Here in this class, we are going to discuss the varieties of language. As we all know, that language is a means of communication in which a group sharing common code makes the complete and purposeful communication. To study a language, there are two approaches. First is prescriptive, and second is descriptive. The prescriptive approach says that there is only one correct form of the language and that should be used by everyone. So it is just to prescribe that there is only one form of language that everybody should use in that group. On the other hand, what the descriptive approach says, it says that there are many varieties of a language because no two people speak in the same way. No two people speak the same language. Language varies depending upon various factors. So, according to the user, a language may be affected by his region, the place from where he comes, the social class to which he belongs, and his age and his gender. In this way, that standard form of language is not found anywhere because that is modulated or that is changed by every speaker because of the effect of various factors. So, linguists say that there may be many types of variations in a language. These variations may depend upon the social conditions, the regional conditions. It may depend according to the subject of the topic, according to the medium in which the language is used, and even a language may may have different forms because of the attitudes. So these things or these factors they cause variation in language. In our this video, we are going to discuss variations according to the use. How uh, variations come in a language because of the difference in the use in a situation, use in a field. Our this class will be centered upon the variation according to use, that is domain, tenor and the mode. We will also touch attitude in this class. So first, variation according to use. No user of language uses a single uniform variety of language. He switches from one variety to another according to the use of the language. The term dialect means language variation according to the user. The term register is used to refer to the variation according to use or style. Dialect, we will discuss it in our next class. So, dialect is the variation in language because of the user. And register means the variation in language according to its use. Where it is used, for what purpose it is used, for what topic it is used, in which medium it is used, even the relationship, that is tenor. We already know this term. What is the tenor and how does it affect the form of a language? So the variation in language according to its use or style is called register. Further, register can be subdivided into three factors, that is tenor, domain and mode. So register is important. Register is the variation in language because of the variation or difference in conditions, purposes for which we are using the language. So it is the variation according to use. Tenor. Tenor is the relationship between the speaker and the addressee in a given situation. The speaker and listener share a relationship, and that relationship has its effect on the form of the language. This relationship decides the form of language used in term of formality. When we use a language with greater formality, the greater formality generally takes the language to standard form. If our relationship is formal, then naturally we will try to use the standard form of language, the formal form of language. So a speaker has to know which is the right kind of language to know to use in a particular condition. It is also noticed that sometimes a wrong choice is made for humor or ironic effect. If intentionally I deviate from the standard form of language in a formal tenor, then my purpose may be that to create some humor or that may be ironical. Then second factor in this variation is domain. Domain means the field. For the varieties according to the subject matter, the presumption is that a speaker switches to the particular set of lexical items used for handling the subject in question. So, we have certain vocabulary to be used in certain field. We have particular vocabulary to be used for particular situation or for particular subject. Every person has a repertoire or a collection of varieties, and habitually he switches to appropriately use those varieties according to the occasion. It depends upon his ability, his interest, his vocabulary, and his training. This thing is learnt more by training or more by experience. There are sentence structures also correlating to the fields. For example, we can say that in instructional fields, address is generally omitted. If instructions are given, there is no use of subject. Do not pluck the flowers. Do not park here. One-way road. Write your roll number in the given column. Use only black pencils. These are the instructional field where instruction is used or language is used to give the instruction. In that condition, we do not use subject. In technical or scientific research papers, passive form is preferred. In legal and religious discourses, there is frequent use of archaic words or technical words. In the legal discourses, certain phrases or words are frequently used as hereinafter, provided that, herein specified, etc. These phrases are generally used in legal forms. The literary discourses, poetry and prose, also use different forms of language. In poetry, the word order is different from that of the prose. So, language used in live reporting or the after reporting will be different. Similarly, there will be difference between the language used in electronic media and in the print media. We can compare any report on television or in newspaper and we will notice the difference in form of language. So when selection of special words or structure is used unnecessarily, it is pejoratively called jargon. Somewhere we will find that language is used as a jargon. We will discuss about this term jargon later in our future class. But here we can say that the register depend upon tenor and domain, and according to the change in tenor, according to the change in domain, the used language vary. The used language is changed. That is called register. In our next class, we are going to take the difference, variation in language because of the difference in mode and because of the difference in attitude. So till then, thank you students. Thank you for watching this video.